What's up, guys? We're here. Welcome back to the channel. So today I figured I would start a beginner's guide series. Sorry about my voice. I've been sick for the past couple days, but I'm starting to feel a lot better. So I figured I'd bring you and start you this series. So I apologize for my voice. So we've been playing Path of Exile, the 3.26 league, and it's been great. And I've been getting a lot of questions. There's been a lot of newer players to the game, which I think is great. So to kind of help them along and myself, we're making this beginner guide series. So today we're going to start off right off the bat, the introduction into Path of Exile. So the first things first, if you guys like other ARPGs, Path of Exile is going to be just for you. Now, there's a lot of controversy with Path of Exile because the barrier of entry is not very good in comparison to other games like Last Epoch, Diablo, etc., right? But when you really start to understand the game, it's really not that complicated. It's not as complicated as you would think. So the first thing first is we're going to come over here and we got to get a few things done first. Okay. So the first things first is we need a few things before we start playing. Yes, I know we're going to be using some other software, but it is going to help you in the end, and it's going to make your time playing the game that much easier. So the first things first is Awaken PoE trade. Okay, there's a lot of items in here and a lot of items that is in the game, and there is an open market where you can buy, sell, and trade items. So Awaken PoE, you just type in Awaken PoE trade. You're going to download this. You can download it for your respective PC, install it, and it is easy to go. So I'm gonna go into my game real quick and just show you what this looks like. So what you're going to be able to do with Awaken PoE is it runs in the background. So whenever you look on an item, for example, like this divine here, you can press Control D and it's going to bring up the market value of the divine. So right now it's saying that one divine is 199 chaos. Now you can do this with more than just the currency. You can do this with items as well, like this legendary shield. It'll bring these up. This is around 70 chaos orbs, so you can kind of get a idea of what items are worth as you're playing through the game. So it'll help you know what to sell, what to keep, etc. So Awaken PoE trade is the first one that you guys are going to need. You can just Google this and then click the very first one, download it, and you're good to go. Every single time that you log into Path of Exile, it should boot up in the background and just say Awaken PoE is running and you are good to go. The next thing that we need is a loot filter. Now, loot filters are amazing in this game. There are so many items, and through your first playthrough, it may seem like an awesome idea to just go through all these items, but there's so many. You're going to be spending so much time looking at all the items rather than playing the game. So a loot filter is going to help you get through that loot for a particular build that you're playing, a particular class that you're playing, etc. So what you're going to do is you're going to come to pathofexile.com. If you do not have an account, make an account. You're going to log in. Then you're going to come over to game. You're going to come down to item filters. Click item filters. And you're going to pick a generic baseline loot filter. Neversink is kind of the legendary guy who makes loot filters for this game every single time a new version comes out and updates these constantly. So all you're going to do is click on the Neversink regular and hit follow, and that's it. As soon as you hit follow, it's going to appear in the game, and I'll show you guys how to do that in just a second. But notice that there's a few different versions here. There's a regular version, there's a semi-strict version, a strict, and a very strict version. So these are just 4 different levels, and the higher level that you go up to very strict hides more items. So the very first one that you should get is regular and maybe semi-strict for your first playthroughs. After that, once you get a little bit more knowledge in the game, I would definitely grab strict and very strict. So after you hit follow, you're going to come into the game. You're going to go to your options. You're going to come over to game, and then it's going to have item filter here. You are going to come in and see Neversink's regular softcore, semi-strict, strict, very strict. Now you can also make your own, which I'll go through in another video. If you guys are interested, let me know down in the comments. But you can customize this loot filter however you want. But for brand new players or early players who don't have a lot of experience playing this game, never sinks loot filter is absolutely amazing. Now, just to kind of demonstrate what this stuff kind of hides, it hides so much gear. So let's go in here real quick. I'll showcase this for just a moment, and you guys will kind of see. You guys will see that I'll kill some monsters just so you guys can see real quick. I don't want to take up too much time doing this, but just to show you what the different loot filters do. So we'll pop in here. We'll run around. We're going to kill this boss real quick. Now, as you can see, it only shows a couple items here, right? If we hold Alt, you can see all these extra items here. I don't know if you guys can see all these. So now if we go in and we go to our loot filter and we change it to regular softcore, you see all these other items show up. Again, semi-strict, it hides a few more. Strict, it hides a couple more. And then very strict hides pretty much everything. So those show the different levels of the item filter or the loot filter, which really helps you out when you're going through the campaign, because there's a lot of gear that you don't even care about looking at. So after you have the loot filter, the very next thing that you guys need to do is either come over to Maxroll. Big shout out to Maxroll. I love Maxroll. Or come over to YouTube and type in build guides or a particular build that you want to play, whatever it is that you heard of, and find beginner builds or a leveling guide. A league starter is what it's called in Path of Exile. So you want to find a league starter. And I can tell you from when I first started playing, I think this is my 5th league. So following a guide, no matter if you're someone who wants to kind of just do it on your own and figure things out, which I can respect that. But for a game as complicated as this, a game that has so much in depth, starting with a guide and following it for at least your first time, so you can get some, get some air, like air under your wings. It definitely helps out your experience. It'll make your gameplay experience that much better. You'll have a lot more fun, and you'll learn more things about the game as you're playing and following this guide. So that way you're not struggling and like not having enough damage, etc. So you want to come in here and pick a league starter. I have a few suggestions that I would take. So lightning arrow is the one I originally started with. So you can come up here and you can go to lightning arrow leveling build. Like lightning arrow, Deadeye, Path of Exile. And there's just a lot of creators that have a lot of builds. And you could just find these, pick one, doesn't matter who it is. Or you can come over to Maxroll and just click the league starter. And you're going to come in and pick one. It has absolutely all the information that you need as a new player. It shows all the different build ratings, how good it is. The difficulty is very low, so that meaning it's easy to play. It's a moderate budget, which means it doesn't cost too much to actually gear. Mapping is excellent, which we'll get to in another video what mapping is. Bossing, the same thing, and the defenses are low, so you're a little bit of a glass cannon. But if you like bow builds, this is definitely the best one to do as a league starter or a very easy, friendly beginner build. There's a few other ones that I think are amazing right now. So you got lightning arrow, very, very strong. You have, where is it? Ground slam earth shaking leaguer. That one, or excuse me, volcanic fissure of snaking. Very, very easy to play. One of these two, it doesn't matter. You can play either one of those. Very, very good. We can do mapping. You can also pick the SRS. The poison SRS is fantastic. But really, it just comes down to what you want to play. There's a lot of really good builds out here that are just great for the initial player as you're getting in and going through the campaign. So what you're going to do is you're just going to pick one, whether it's through here, or you're going to come in and grab one from YouTube, and then you're good to go. Now, after you pick a guide or pick a type of build that you want to play, I want you to notice something right here, that the lightning arrow league starter is a ranger Deadeye. The reason that it's a ranger Deadeye is because each class has a base class and 3 ascendancies that you pick from. Okay, we're going to get into those in another video more in depth, but essentially what this is you'll come in here and you'll see that there's an ascendancy here for the class. So what I want to show you is when we come in here, I press P on here for my Shadow Trickster. So this is one ascendancy. Each class has 3 that you can pick from. So in Lightning Arrow's case, you're picking the Ranger base class and you're going to ascend into a Deadeye. So now you become a Ranger Deadeye for Lightning Arrow. It seems like a lot, but it's not too complicated once you kind of understand that that's how you ascend and level. But this is the baseline, guys. This is a very good introduction to Path of Exile. So I hope this helps. This is Path of Exile prepping. So in the next video, we're going to go through, I'm going to talk about picking your class, picking your ascendancy, and just kind of the introduction into getting started into the campaign. So if you guys want to see more videos like this and continue doing the series, please like the video, comment down below if there's something else you really want me to go over specifically. We're going to kind of do this in order to kind of carry you guys through. But yeah, like the video, guys, comment, and as always, stay gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.